and gentlemen, we got a big one. This is One Piece manga reviews. We're reviewing chapter 1105, The Height of Folly. I feel like this chapter will be called something different when we get it on Viz. I feel like it's going to be called what Saint Saturn said, how this is a bunch of stupid idiots. Basically, like how this is just dumb. I feel like it's gonna be revolve around that. But we are here to do One Piece chapter review, joined by always my guys, Jazz and Versen. I think last time I started with Versen, so this time I'll start with Jazz. Jazz, how you doing, brother?
I am doing great. Dolls in this chapter, so it's
big doll chapter.
10
yes,
out
sir.
of 10. You know what I'm saying? That's
glad you're doing
say.
great. I'm glad that maybe one of my theories may come true, but we'll talk about that. Versen, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing all right. Big week. Things slowly but steadily moving. Big W's.
Hell yeah. Love that you heard about it off air. Glad for you. Probably tell us about it when you're promoting at the end. So I'm excited for the people to get to hear. But yes, we're here reviewing chapter 1105. As we always do, we do a brief summary. I give a brief synopsis of what happened. That way you know what happened in the chapter. If you didn't read, but if you didn't read and you're watching this, go read it. But for those, we do a brief summary to remind everybody who read or didn't read, and then we dive in and jump in and discuss topics about the chapter, so we have good discussions, and that way we're not just regurgitating a chapter and calling it a review. I hate when people do that. I like our way, being that we dive and it can lead to multiple conversation, maybe a longer video, but the people like it. So without further ado, let's jump in. The chapter starts with Marines running because a buster call has been called. We see Jazz's girl Doll telling Borsalino, come back to the ship. Like, we need to not do this. And Kizaru was like, I got to remain on the island, begin the barrage as soon as possible. Doll is like, what? And he was like, go. Basically not trying to get Saturn to talk to her. I feel like that was Kizaru trying to just be like, please go, Doll, like, without saying it, like the way his face looked. But we then see Vegapunk standing in front of all of them, basically crying. Kizaru's like, damn, he's begging me. I can't do nothing to help him. Saturn's like, haha, bitch, this shit is about to blow. And let me remind you, those hostages you tried to save, yeah, we destroyed that ship 2 days ago. Vegapunk freaks out and it's like, fuck. We then see all the pacifistas and the Marines run into the ship to try to get away from the buster call. We then see Sanji, our boy, doing big shit when the captain and the vice captain aren't around. Sanji steps up. He leads Frankie, Bonnie, and Kuma to the circular tube that all the other Straw Hats are in that lets them go. He was like, what about Vegapunk? Sanji's like, I'm not going to leave him. I'm going back for him. Big balls for Sanji to go back against Kizaru and Saturn to save Vegapunk. Meanwhile, we finally see where the rest of the Straw Hats are. Robin is sleeping, which I want to talk about. I think that's weird. Robin is sleeping. We see the Nami. We see Chopper. We see Usopp, and then we see Brooke and the other Vegapunk clearing the way for the Sunny so everybody can meet on the Sunny in GTFO. The pacifistas are destroying Egghead. Vegapunk is super sad that everything he worked for is being destroyed. We then see Kizaru cut the tube thing where everybody is, so the Straw Hats are falling out of the tube. Meanwhile, we see Sanji going to save the crew because they're pretty much in the air. He's in the general vicinity because all the pacifistas are starting to shoot at them. We don't know what happens. Vegapunk is like, holy shit, I don't want them to die. Luffy is full of shit. I don't know how he got there. He basically got there and started eating and is full of shit, and he'll wake up soon. Jinbei went to go find Zoro, who's still fighting Rob Lucci. But the major thing is that ship that Saturn thought they destroyed, that ship didn't get destroyed. The Marines got destroyed, and the Marines sent in a message trying to get to Saturn. I don't know if it got to him, but basically he said, we failed to neutralize the escaping vessel. We have to report this to Kizaru-san. He has to know that they're headed to Egghead. So with that being said, fellas, where y'all want to begin?
I'd like to start back to front, but do we want to start with that last page and just speculate?
No, let's save that for the end because we're gonna spend a while on that. Yeah, like that. That's one of the important shit. So y'all kick us off where in the beginning where y'all want to. Go ahead, Jazz. Kick us off.
Can we talk about Vegapunk?
Go ahead.
I'm going to be honest. I do feel bad for Vegapunk, but this is kind of just like this is just kind of like a damn, you kind of like reap what you sow.
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm
100%.
saying? Like this is
you
what you get when
were
you make a deal with the devil. Like,
exactly
very
like
much
that's
so.
why I don't feel bad for him. Like I feel bad for his creations. I feel bad for humanity and what they might miss out on. I feel bad that this man might lose his life. But to Jazz's point, it's like, bro, you brought this on yourself. Instead of being a scientist for the revs or being a scientist out in the world, you said, hey, I need money. And if I don't have money, I can't do my science, which I disagree with. And so he was like, I'm going to go get funding from the richest people on the planet, the government, and I'm going to work with the government and get all my funding, even though I know they're fucked up.
Yeah, but at the same time, though, he kind of, by definition, has done more good in his position than he is with the Reds.
Sure.
Like for average people.
I mean,
and
he
also
had, but
almost every time, except from the beginning, the very beginning was kind of whatever. But almost every time that he's had the chance to lessen his pain or do stuff morally good, I think he has. I think
yeah,
early
but I think it's too
Vegapunk's
late.
kind of scummy.
That's what I'm saying.
But but keep in mind, we're watching a man evolve.
It.
We watch a man evolve over, I think, like, what is it, 30, 40 years?
Yeah.
Like, it's a long curve,
but
to get here.
I agree with you, Versen, for that point, but it's like, it's with Jazz. Like early, you did all this bad shit. I get later you's trying to correct it, but even later you for every 2 good things you make, you still got to make 1 bad thing. Like you still got to give them a mother flame. You still got to give them this, that. Like I still got to give you the Seraphim.
But I feel like Vegapunk, even if he was with the Revs, he would still be kind of like making weapons anyway. Maybe not to the extent with the money,
but keep in mind though, remember our flashbacks whenever we saw old Mads. Even back then, Vegapunk's weapons were things like what we saw on display invading Hachinosu with like the gunpowder that turns other guns into flowers.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. For every like good thing he makes, there's still gonna be something that's fucked. And it's
also, like, I will agree about the Mother Flame, but I still don't think. I think he's like so naive, almost like Luffy. Really, he's like a scientific Luffy. High intelligence, no fucking wisdom.
Okay, let me ask you: do you consider the other hymns him?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I do too.
At least as a start, but he himself has made it a point of saying they're their own people.
For sure. But that's still a part of him. And I think main Vegapunk's naive, but York knows exactly what she's doing. And that's a part of Vegapunk. That might be the young part that he, honestly, Versen, that might be the scummy part that he cut out.
But I think it's almost very much 1-to-1, like a parent and child, where it's like we are kind of distillation of our parents, but we're still our own people. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, if you take your mom and your dad, for those who obviously came up with the traditional upbringing, and you like put them together and ask their opinions, 9 times out of 10, a person will probably be some amalgamation of that.
Similar,
yeah, sure. They've experienced,
For sure. But that's why I'm with Jazz though. I don't feel bad for like I can't like. Yeah. You made the deal with the actual devil. Like legitimately.
The person who has the most reason in the world to hate Vegapunk and now wants his life to be saved.
Sure. Yeah, and like I said, it's not like I want the man to die, but I'm just saying I feel bad for him, like I felt bad for the Wano Samurai or Odin or Momonosuke. Fuck no. Like I feel like I don't even know where he fall. He might fall like in. He's the most gray character that's been a good guy so far. In terms of pulling for and like it being hard to root for you. Like, tell me another One Piece gray character that's not a villain. That's a good guy. There's none. That's
I feel like if you posited that question to me and you gave me a little more time to figure it out.
Oh yeah, you can think about it and tell. I don't know. We can do a video on that. We could do a Vegapunk video this upcoming week because we're going to break.
I think there might actually be a thing for like a flip where you have someone who's a very noble character, but deep down in his heart still had a couple fucked up things about him, and that would actually be Fisher Tiger. On paper, did everything right or whatever, but as you remember at the end,
it's still a racist. Yeah,
because
of the scenario,
it's totally understandable why. I have no ill will for why that. I totally get someone who's been in the struggle for literally all of his life still
and
harbors that.
can't help
But I
but
do
hate
think
because you hated them.
Yeah,
That's a
and
fair.
because
That
they
is
put you
a
through so much shit.
that is a fair one. I think Vegapunk is still more
No,
morally great.
like I said, I think it's
that's
kind
the
of like a flip.
yeah,
You
for
know,
sure. And I
where
feel
he's
like
done the yeah,
that's still
he's
the
done the dirt of the
closest
world
thing though.
government. Yeah, he's done the dirt for the government, but inside he's good. But it's like, okay, inside your heart, you're a good person, but your actions and what you have done have really fucked over a lot of people. You know,
Yeah, and
like
like
did they
Fisher
even have
Tiger.
Buster Call technology before Vegapunk?
No,
You
fuck
know,
no. You're doing good, and you have good intentions, but because you were wronged, you still harbor hate, which is killing you on the inside. I get it. That the Fisher Tiger might be the closest character to Vegapunk in that sense, but I still think Vegapunk is the top of that mountain. Like I think Fisher Tiger is the only person you can come close to it. But Oda gave us such a morally great person, such a morally great character, and I think Vegapunk's character really makes this arc that much better because when you look at Egghead from just the outside in, it's like, oh, we have Garp versus Blackbeard pirates. We got Blackbeard versus Law. We got Shanks versus Kid. We got all these epic fights. But when you look at the story of this, of a man who was trying to progress humanity, but in his search for progressing humanity, he had to sign a deal with the devil and make things that ended up hurting humanity. Is that a good person? I think that's an amazing question that Oda has presented us.
How do you feel about, you know, considering it's Oscar time or whatever, how do you feel about like Oppenheimer then? Like, I'm not talking about the bomb in Japan, which I think is a straight up. I think it is a straight up wrong thing that happened.
Let's talk about that off here because that's that would be long. That's gonna be a long conversation, and we already got a lot to do in the review. But that I think Oppenheimer's very similar to. I agree. Yeah, I totally understand.
Obviously, you know, based off of you know, Einstein. That's
or even
the
Einstein as well for signing off on that document. Like, because if Einstein doesn't sign off on the document, that shit doesn't happen. But you know what I'm saying? So to your point, yes, I honestly, Vegapunk is probably Oppenheimer. He's probably based off of Oppenheimer and Einstein. Like, I could totally see that. Yeah, facts. And like that is 100% a viable conversation. And just to answer, because I don't want people to think, oh, I don't want to answer. I just don't want to extend the conversation. I think Oppenheimer's the same way, like Vegapunk. Like, maybe good intentions, but like you still did the thing to kill all of these. Like, you changed the world, but not for good. Like, you wanted to do it for good, but it wasn't, because even though you don't have control over your technology, which Oppenheimer had to find out and Vegapunk had to find out, just because it's your technology, you don't own that, brother. The United States government who paid you, the world government who paid you, they're owning it and they're going to use it however they want, no matter your intentions.
And I will say two things, and then I'll climb it up a little bit, especially because I felt bad.
And Jazz, you can say something as well if you want about this.
Nah, y'all are hitting all the points. I mean, you know what I'm
saying? I think it's twofold. One, because I do think there's a bit of nebulousness to both these characters.
Sure.
Which is, did you want to do something good or did you want to do something great? As in, did you want to be remembered or did you want to add
facts to the world? Facts. And because I think there are Vegapunk also wanted to be remembered. Like, yes, he wanted to make humanity good, but I think part of Vegapunk had that ego, just like Oppenheimer, who wanted to be remembered.
Yeah, like, you know, whenever we first talked about it, it hasn't got brought up again, but like punk records, like being able to like, zap information in everyone's brain,
the internet
could go very fucking bad.
Yeah. You know, like, honestly, that's why this Buster Call kind of needs to happen. Like, if we're keeping a stack.
It does make me wonder what's going to happen to our boy here if like his literal brain being housed among records.
We need to do a whole Vegapunk discussion this week, because I think that is important. Let's save some of that for the end and for that video, because that's some speculation as well.
Yeah, and the last thing I'll say is one motto that I heard a long time ago that I really think is pretty good, which is we judge ourselves by our intentions and we judge other people by
their actions. Yep.
I try and look both sides,
but it's hard.
I think that defines Vegapunk, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to do this. I thought I could do this, but I was naive as fuck. And I can see how even his good inventions, like, you know, a microwave is really cool until you make a giant microwave and then you shove a person in it.
Yeah, facts. No, 100%. Like, he might have thought making the mother flame could give energy to all without having to worry. And it might. but it's also being used as a fucking Death Day weapon, worse than a Buster Call. So, but man, another thing about this chapter that I want to dive in, the confliction of Kizaru. Like, it's growing more and more and more. Does he snap? I don't know. I think he's too far gone to snap, but I think maybe when the final war comes and all the truth is out, Kizaru may be a person that switches sides.
I don't know. I feel like it's coming right now.
Oh, so you think it's gonna happen? I'm saying if it doesn't happen now, I understand, and it will happen for the final. But you think it can happen now? Talk to me.
Well, because look, he says only because when I initially read it, when he was like, yeah, Saturn was like, Kizaru and I will stay on the island. So I'm like, okay, that means they're literally.
Oh, he could finish him off.
Like they're gonna confirm the deaths of know, like Vegapunk and like the lab and stuff. But then like the whole time, it's like Kizaru obviously does not want to do this.
No, he doesn't want to be there,
and he's telling all the vice admirals and stuff like that to leave. So it's like. I get it from the sense of that, like, he wouldn't want to betray Saturn right in front of the Marines because an admiral betraying the Gorosei would be like
bad,
a big thing.
And doing it in front of all your subordinates is really
right.
bad.
And so it's like if you disguise it behind a Buster Call, like, oh no, in the fire, Saturn
got caught up. Yeah, like, I tried to save him. And then to that point, if you do betray with your vice admirals there, you could get them caught up in your bullshit to where they're in trouble too.
Right. And like at the end of the day, it's like I genuinely believe that all the admirals, aside from Green Bull and Akainu, because they'd be a little extreme, like I do believe they follow their own sense of justice that would help the world. You know what I'm saying? But it's like they're also under the thumb of like
the dogs.
on the planet.
Like there's bad dogs, but a lot of dogs are good, but they just listen to their masters.
And let me posit this. Because I noticed this, as we were going through chapter review, the fact that Doll calls Borsellino, not Kizaru, whenever she's like,
cares about
get
him.
off. Well, my point being is like, the other admirals are mostly solitary or whatever. Part of the reason why Kizaru might be so efficient during his mission is because he chills most of the time. Like, we literally saw him in the flashbacks with like we said, you broke bread with these people, you ate pizza, you partied with them, you did the Nika dance. Like, I think it's possible that maybe as I'm reflected upon, Kizaru might be the admiral who actually hangs out with his subordinates the most.
He might be. He might fall into that garb tree where, like, they love him, and it's like it's a love type situation.
Yeah, so, like, that might be a case, obviously I agree with you guys, like, them kind of clearing the board a little bit.
Do you think he switches now? Are you on board? Are you Team Jazz, and let me not do it to where like Team Jazz, Team Lynn's idea, but do you agree with Jazz's idea that because we both think he switches. Do you think he switches now, or do you think he switches Final War? Where are you at with it? Or do you think he switches at all?
Well, let me ask you this, because I honestly think, when we say switch, do we mean switches to team anti-government, or do we think leaves like neutral? Like,
I think
because I think it's possible he does a favor here and then just dips.
I think he does. When I say switches,
or tries to dip,
I mean helps the anti-government side. But to your point, once he helps, he wipes his hand of all of it and dips out and goes try to find peace. I don't think if he helps now, I don't think he fights in the final war. I think we'll see a page from Kizaru reading it from the newspaper type shit.
You know what? And maybe I was a little harsh in saying like he would kill Saturn or like they would get caught in the crossfire.
I just think he helps the Straw Hats get out.
Yeah, maybe he pulls a Fujitora. Like, you know what I'm saying? And Dressrosa.
Because I think the person who kills Saturn is the they, but we'll get to that.
I continue to think that if Kizaru does something, it's going to be more through inaction. But
letting something slide. Yeah.
But as we can see, he's not. We've changed it back up. This chapter is definitely pulled more, because I thought it was super obvious last chapter that he probably helped
fed Luffy
at least a few bit of food, so Luffy had enough strength to go get more. And and him staying down for as long as he did. But he's obviously actively working in the Straw Hats right now, and he's doing shit. So it's kind of a case of, is this kayfabe? Are you trying to make it look good? Are you trying to put the Straw Hats over? Like, are you selling? Like, what are we doing? And I really
is this a work or is this a shoot?
I clearly don't. I don't think listen to the Worksheet podcast. Anyway,
Facts.
I
Royal
don't think
Rumble
his heart.
Royal Rumble this Saturday.
Yeah, like I don't think his heart's in it anymore. I completely don't know how this is gonna end. But at the same time, I feel like with this chapter, whenever we started, it feels kind of like a second building chapter. Like I feel like we had our emotional climax with Kuma punching the fuck out of Saturn.
But we're building for the secondary one right now.
I have no
That's
clue
not the
what's happening
incident.
with this. Yeah, I have no clue what's happening with this arc. There's so much potential back half to this arc.
I feel like this was almost like Wano in the sense of or Water 7, where Kuma doing the punch is the end of Water 7, is what's his name? I totally Kanjuro revealing himself as the traitor right before they go to Onigashima. I feel like that punch was that moment, and now we're getting Onigashima for Egghead, which is AKA the incident, the actual incident that occurs in the after effects of that incident.
I agree, because also we haven't seen any on-camera fights, and I'm not saying.
And we haven't seen the robot, but we got to get fights, exactly. So, like we haven't seen any Lucci Zoro. That's because he's trying to get us to the fucking incident.
Yeah, like I was totally ready for Egghead to be almost over, but if
it's not
like I thought we were in the denouement, but this chapter definitely feels like we're back in like a second.
Yeah, it feels like Egghead might not be done until like April.
I thought Egghead was going to be more so. I thought Egghead was going to be more so Punk, Hazard, and Zoe in like those transition chapters, but it's not. It's a thriller bark essentially.
Yeah, the Kuma flashback was more of an Odin flashback.
Yeah.
I'm at the point now where I feel like Elbath might be a transitionary thing. Like
it might, I was saying, Egghead might not be what everybody wants it to be. Where Egghead is what it is essentially. Like,
man, my only gripe with Egghead is like my gripe with every arc. It needs
no characters. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it needs more doll.
This had very
no. This is enough doll for me. If
Egghead,
they put in more, I'm cool.
Egghead is the first chapter that is the least about the Straw Hats. Legitimately, like all of them. This is
all background.
This is about the world. Yeah. Like this is us getting our first arc because we have to get to the final battle. We got to get to the end. This is the chapter to show this is the how the world's affecting the Straw Hats. Everything so far has been how the Straw Hats affect the world. Now it's the world's turn to, punch back, quote unquote.
Which I'm cool with because we were just in Wano with them for like 4 years.
They were isolated. Like honestly, after a whole arc of isolation, I understand why it's like, we're just Jackson Pollocking the world on the Straw Hats, just like throwing everything at them.
There's a reason why Wano opens with the Reverie. Because he knew we'd have to get in that way we could settle down or whatever. And then coming out of it,
it's like, whoa.
Now that Luffy's invented Yonko and we're having the first big time that Luffy has a Yonkos being like fully respected, with the old Yonkos being gone.
It's like we gotta throw a lot at this. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you want to talk about Sanji? Is that the next?
Well, real quick, I want to bring up Robin just because I think it's a tighter.
Okay, yeah. Is Robin being? Has Robin been captured, and is this old girl the Nine Tails? Question. That was a theory that I wanted to pose to y'all. Why is she sleeping right now? Like, is that not our Robin? Is that Blackbeard's crew?
I low-key feel like that's not Katarina. I low-key.
Oh, you think that's not? Oh, I thought you were saying that is. Okay.
Because I was saying, like, I don't think that is either. Got what they needed, and then they dipped.
I don't think that is either. I don't really feel like
they're here.
I don't think that is either, but I definitely think Robin sleeping is weird. I also thought if it wasn't Davon, is Robin sleeping to avoid thoughts of O'Hara? Is that possible?
Yeah. I think the Buster call might partially be like mentally fatiguing her. Now, like, before she had a panic attack. Now that she's confident that her and her family, which the shots are, can survive, I think it's more of like I
need to relax my noise. Yeah, I got to relax myself. Yeah,
because she might have to get active soon. So I think she's,
And is it sleep, or is it just like, like you said, just like she might have passed out, like might be a fatigue thing. She might have fainted when she heard Buster call, and that's why Chopper's with her specifically. Like it could be a lot of things, but I just want to present the Katarina Davon thing as like a potential theory. If it happens, give us some points as the Bros Who Think One Piece reviews.
Also, since we are relying on this translation, so it might change in the official. But Chopper does say, "Get rest while you can, Robin." Robin might be resting because she has to do a thing to help get them off the island.
Like, true. She might have to gain her stamina. Yeah,
she might have to save her
big
stamina
arm, throw the giant arm, throw the ship into a Kuda burst type situation.
Something,
yeah, facts for sure. All right, now let's talk about our boy Sanji getting a big dub. I know Sanji haters were pissed because Sanji led the Straw Hats in a beautiful moment, quarterbacked the crew, and then now it's going back to fight Kizaru to save Vegapunk. Like, we're gonna see his speed, Sanji's speed versus Kizaru's speed head to head, because Sanji's gonna try to just capture him and run, and we'll see how Kizaru reacts to that. I'm very excited for this.
Nah, they hyped up Sanji a little too much this week. I'm not gonna lie.
Why?
Because I was going into this chapter thinking he was actually going like.
You meant the fans. Okay, yeah. I was like,
I mean, like, I was cool with this. I was like, I like it. I was like, I like it. It's cool. It's a moment.
They did hype it up. I wasn't believing.
Way too much. I ain't gonna lie.
See, with spoilers, I don't listen to the pre-spoilers. Like, even though I treat spoilers like crack, I don't listen to with the pew piecer because they all have agendas. They all have something they're pushing. So I can't listen to them. I just wait for the spoilers. And I think that this was a good Sanji chapter. Was it the best? Like, oh man, Sanji's getting big dubs. No. But I think it was.
I think
it's setting up a really good moment.
Facts. Yeah. And like, Sanji doesn't have to fight Kizaru, but if his speed is faster, like if Sanji escapes with Vegapunk, like it's like, whoa.
Yeah, we just need the speed comparison.
That's a big Yonko commander feat right there, boy.
I don't want Sanji to fight Kizaru because we all know how that's gonna go. Like,
we don't necessarily,
bro.
Sanji's Yonko commander too,
bro.
I don't think he wins, but I don't think he loses. I think it's like a mid.
I think the monster trio should be able to
fight admirals. I agree.
At least contend with admirals, not like beat them.
Yeah.
I think they got to be like Marco and Ben Beckman. Like, they stepped up to admirals, and the admirals were like, "Whoa!"
Well,
they fought him. Yeah,
Ben Beckman.
No, he was like, "Ooh, Ben Beckman." He stopped in his tracks.
Nah, but then
he did what he wanted to do 2 seconds.
And then he immediately started blasting.
There we go. He ain't fight though. Y'all know what I'm saying. But
he didn't need to, because guess what? He moved around him.
Y'all be hating on Shanks.
Now, if Lucky Roo were doing it.
Oh, stop that.
But see, Kizaru busted. But why didn't Ben Beckman bust?
Because Ben Beckman listened to his captain. His captain wasn't trying to fight yet. He waited for the word. And then if Captain would have gave the word, Kizaru would have been, that'd have been his ass.
All I'm saying is, all I'm saying is Zoro would never.
Oh, there we go. Why we hate
Listen, Ben Beckman only busts whenever Shanks tells him to. All right.
Wow, there we go. Y'all need to chill. Y'all just being anti-Lin characters right now, you bastards. But
wait, so the entirety of Shanks crew's under your fucking protection? You the Yonko of the Shanks fans?
I look, the entirety of them. You know, I ride for that redhead bastard. That's my guy. Like,
kid. No, I see him right there.
No, hold on. Yeah. I'm gonna have to hold on. See, now you got me taking off the headphones. Give review this Versen fault, ladies and gentlemen. Get this buster out of here. Wow! Get that buster out of there. Shanks is so valuable. I don't even take him out the box.
I say the only one in the box is he deserves to be in jail.
No, because he needs to be protected. He's a great man.
You're right. He needs protection.
Stop! Oh, there you go. That's
the protector needs protection.
I'm talking about the figure needs protection because I wanted Shanks is gonna do something fire and this figure's gonna be worth something.
Thank God he has Lucky Roo to be there for him.
Shut up. But nonetheless, I think Sanji's gonna have a great moment. Yonko Commander 2. I think if Sanji gets this great speed feed from Kizaru, that puts him over Jinbei officially for me. I already have him over Jinbei right now for beating Queen. But I think for the fandom, you combine the Queen fight, the augmentation, the strength upgrade, and then now with the speed feed being faster than the Admiral, he's stronger than Jinbei.
Why can't we let the Fishman shine for a minute? What's this about?
I just think it's the monster trio. I think it's the monster trio: Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, and then Jinbei's right under.
I feel like they still the monster trio, but Jinbei can be 3 for a minute.
Nah, he full.
It doesn't take away from Sanji because bounty doesn't equal power.
4. Put Jinbei at 4. Sorry, Fishman. You're not black. I'm not treating you like a black man. You're going 4. Usopp's the black man.
Usopp ain't
like
even black
7,
in the anime.
or like
which
8.
is trash, bro. I hate.
Yeah.
Like, side note, like
sucks.
Usopp is just like painted white. Like the white characters don't even look as white as Usopp.
Son, I'm sorry, Frankie looked black.
Blacker than
dude.
And Robin's been supposed to be darker. They took away all of Robin melanin.
Yeah, but not just that. But remember, Zoro used to be kind of dark too, and they just
Zoro's supposed to be Japanese. They took away his melanin as well. And Luffy should have a little bit.
Japan.
Luffy should have some melanin as well, being Brazilian. Like the only pasty white people should be Sanji, Nami. Like that's it, and Brook because he boned.
Nah, bro. I'm sorry. Once they
insidious.
Once they identified my brother Luffy as the warrior in white, we gotta throw away that melanin. I'm sorry. I don't think that's ever happened.
Permanent skin bleaching.
No, just don't do that. Just my man is the warrior in white with some brown skin. But all right, what else y'all want to cover next, or is it time to get to the speculation? Because I got all my major points.
I'm gonna be honest. This chapter was like, I'm not gonna say it was bad, but like, it's pretty cut and dry. I'd say
a bunch of stuff. I'd say a bunch of stuff happened, but
I think important stuff happened. I do, but nothing crazy.
Nothing that I was like, ooh, that's a showstopper.
All right, so then let's get to it. You got something? Go ahead.
Well, I will say I agree. I like Sanji here. I think once again we're showing what Sanji does best, which is always all over the battlefield doing
the strategist of the Straw Hats.
And then Brook had a little moment. He's supporting.
He did have a Brook moment.
I will say I don't need him necessarily, like I said, I don't need him to fight and beat Kizaru. I need him to be fast, and I need him to kind of hold stuff up and maybe do a trick or two.
And maybe give Kizaru a kick if we need.
I will say just real quick. So Zoro's still fighting Lucci. Jinbei's over to help him.
Is he? It might be over. That nigga might just be lost.
I mean, yeah. Hence why
that's kind of how I read it too. It was I read it as like, Zoro might be done fighting Lucci, but he's probably just lost. That's
how I thought about it.
Because I was like, bro,
he could still be fighting him.
You don't understand. But
I think King's stronger than Lucci. So like,
you don't understand the amount of slander I would give Zoro for weeks. If like still fighting Lucci. In
how you damage Kaido and beat King, but you can't beat Rob Lucci?
How do you no ocean sovereignty?
Yeah, that's exactly.
Wait. Don't you remember? Lucci is stronger than Kaido because he's awake.
Oh, stop that! Stop that!
Don't you remember?
I remember, Nick. I remember Zoro Zoro meat riders trying to say that, but the real Zoro fans weren't saying that. Like, my brother Christian put a stop to that quick. So, like, and Christian will be on soon enough. But man, the Zoro meat riders were like, oh yeah. Black Fame's stronger than Kaido. Shut up, nigga. That nigga not even stronger than Katakuri. Like, stop.
I don't know, man.
Queen is stronger than Lucci, in my opinion.
Look, I don't know. Lucci giving Zoro a run for his money right now. So.
Yeah, Jinbei has to go save him. That's kind of crazy.
Well, then look, if Jinbei got to save him, look, I'm going to say this. If Jinbei got to save him, Zoro full. Straight up. If Full got to save two go to full Sanji.
Jinbei got to put down another cat.
Luffy 1, Sanji 2, Jinbei 3, Zoro 4. If Jinbei has to save. But if not, Jinbei's still 4.
Like, I just realized, kind of fuck them, but like, what about all those CP agents who were down in the fucking basement?
Fuck them. The people in jail? the Seraphim too?
Again, along with the kids.
Hey, they're not going to save the Seraphim, which I think is a good thing for the final war. Like, you don't really need them things out there.
They're just not going to throw them away. Not with a little Mihawk running around.
Let the robots just
burn. Have to have Mihawk fight
but question.
No, brother.
Question, they probably don't.
That is going to happen.
Don't drown, though, because they don't have
devil fruits. Well, if
even if
they might sink,
destroyed,
they might sink.
Yeah. Wait.
I wonder if they can
fly, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say. I wonder if they can actually fly.
I don't know.
Wings are kind of small though.
Because I feel like King. I feel like it's ambiguous because King had the pterodactyl fruit.
Yeah, it is. It's very.
So
ambiguous.
It's like I don't know if we ever saw him.
And we've never seen a Skypean fly. We've never seen none of the people.
We saw King fly.
But King has the pterodactyl fruit.
Yeah, that's
his point.
But I just meant
he never flew with it. I don't think he ever flew with his black wings. It was always like the whatchamacallit wings.
You don't think it happened during his fight? Anyway, okay, yeah, fair.
Yeah, we need to go back and look at that because I don't think so. But
maybe I'm missing something. But
y'all let us know in the comments.
I never.
All right, let's get to the best part of the chapter.
Yeah. Oh,
the day.
I wouldn't go with that. Yeah, sure.
Who do y'all think the day is? It's got my brother in Christ, if the they is not the Revs, we got problems.
I think you might have problems.
If the they is the Grand Fleet, that makes no sense to me. I'm sorry, it just doesn't. Because Luffy's not dying. Like, if Luffy was dying, sure. Like, to me, the Grand Fleet should have went to Wano before they went to this thing. Because Luffy died. The fucking paper should be torn up. This, I don't think this is the incident that the Grand Fleet is known for worldwide.
All right, what do you think, Jess?
You know what I said. I feel like the Revs make the most sense, but I'm kind of backing up on that idea because there's no way, not unless Dragon can take a
Dragon's fruit, baby. Yeah,
unless he can fly everybody like across
in his ship, the
like,
black
the
ship.
world.
You remember what they said about the black ship? How it transverses. Like, I remember when they talked about the all black ship that transverses the seas faster than all of them. That's Dragon. It's Dragon.
But if that's not the case, I don't really see how the Revs would get here. Me personally.
I know you want. I was. My girlfriend walked into the studio. I wasn't sticking my tongue at y'all. Weirdos. hold on. I gotta take a pee break. Let's take a little pause, just real quick. Pause.
Right.
Yes.
Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. A little technical difficulties. All right, Versen, who do you think that they are?
I was thinking about it. I for the story, I want it to be the Revs. It doesn't make logical sense for it to be the Revs. Unless they can basically do instant transmission. Basically,
I'll say time was skewed.
I can only see Dragon being able to do this, and at that point, then why are they using there?
Okay, so I was wondering about that. Think about it like this: if you're a random Marine and you see the Rev ship,
I don't think it's a ship. I think it would just be.
Oh, you think it's just him by himself
with his double fruit?
Well, let's just say.
Could Sabo follow him?
I think with his devil fruit, let's say him and Sabo are both on the ship. I think with both their devil fruits combined, they could. I think some Ace type shit. How Ace is ship. Yeah, they could make something fast. I just think whatever they saw, because I don't think it has to be all the Revs. I think it's like 3 or 2, like Sabo, Dragon, Eva.
I want Eva to be there.
Yeah, Eva, and then and that might be it. I think you see a Jolly Roger that's sitting there, a flag that says the Revs, and that's why they say they. Because I think Eva has to be there as well.
I don't know. I think simplest answer.
No one else makes sense because the Blackbeard Pirates are already there.
Yeah, of course, and I don't think the Blackbeard Pirates
maybe Cross Guild
at all
because I think quote unquote everybody they showed is up, like all of the sections, and we got a confirmation of the Blackbeard section. We got a confirmation of the Law section. I mean, Law Blackbeard, Garp Blackbeard. We got a confirmation of Shanks' kid. I don't think that's Shanks. I don't think that's Blackbeard himself. The only days we haven't had confirmation for is the Revs and Cross Guild.
I'm not sure how Cross Guild.
I don't know how Cross Guild fits either, but maybe it's like they're coming to get these Marine bounties. They're coming to get the heads of these Marines. I just say Cross Guild because narratively in this arc, they're one of the people we've introduced. That's why I don't think the Grand Fleet makes sense, because I think whoever it is, it's someone we've seen in this arc so far.
Well, you know what might actually speak for Cross Guild, although I don't know. Keep in mind the way that Kuma and the rest of them survived in the flashback was because Jenny put out an all call for, hey, if you want powerful devil fruits, come to,
true.
Come to this island and come fuck it up. And that's how the entire God Valley incident even fucking happened. It's possible maybe one of the Vegapunks or someone
sent out a call.
Sent out a call being like,
maybe before Daft Punk died.
Big dick bounties, come get them.
Maybe before Daft Punk died, he did that, type shit.
Yeah, I feel like there's. I just wish there was like maybe a tiny.
It would be kind of left
a clue.
I just feel like the Rev, it's just like the Revs narratively are just like they fit this chat like Kuma, Eva, Dragon. It's just like it's them, Vegapunk. They all have ties. Dragon said he wouldn't let another O'Hara happen again. Well, you're about to let one happen right now.
Yeah, narrative wise, like jokes about Dragon Slander aside, narrative wise, I want it to be the Revs. But the timeline, and Oda's usually pretty fucking good about timelines and shit. The timeline and the geography, even though we don't know the current world map, unless it turns out New Kamabaki Kingdom's actually pretty fucking close, in which case, why the fuck
I couldn't be mad at that.
Over the red line in game bounce? I don't.
Yeah.
Because maybe that's far from. Maybe it's closer to this than it is Mary Joie. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. Maybe it's closer to Egghead than it is Mary Joie. And then also, devil fruits make this very easily explained. You got Sabo doing flames to speed up, and Dragon controls the wind or the sea, if that's his devil fruit.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be mad at it. I think we've seen more plotty shit than that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Better stories, Revs, but at the same time, though, Grand Fleet, this is also supposed to be Luffy is a Yonko, like, debut.
Sure. I just don't know. Can you tell me how it makes sense how they got there? How did they know about this? Explain the Grand Fleet to me.
But Lynn, it doesn't make fucking sense how the Revs get there either way. So that's kind of no.
Well, okay. Well, let me tell you about the Revs. So first, Daft Punk told Dragon Vegapunk's about to die. That's one.
Yeah, but then he made no moves to walk over there.
True.
Also, he said
and that was even further back. But keep on, that was even further back because it's been a couple days since.
Also, they might have tried to figure out where Kuma went. Like they might have, like the fact that Kuma, they were wondering where he went. Dragon might have had a suspicion where he went, and then they went to go, follow type shit. I just feel like narratively.
From that panel, it didn't seem like he knew where Kuma went.
He might have had a hunch. I'm with you. He doesn't know. He might have went on a hunch of the sense of he knows Vegapunk's about to die, and maybe that was the hunch.
Yeah, but at least it's not beyond his ability to guess.
That's what I'm saying, and I think narratively that's better. I just don't know how does the Grand Fleet? That's all I want to know. How?
Well, the Grand Fleet, for all we know, could have been trying to get active to Wano, didn't make it in time. And keep in mind, Wano to Egghead is
close. That's fair.
Like, it's not that far.
If they say it's that, then I'll give it to you because
all you got to do is send a ship out and be like, Luffy went that way. Further, if they landed on Wano, where'd they go? Sure, I'll give you that. But it has to be that. It can't just be, they just popped up there, because that doesn't work for me. Because they should have went to Wano. But if, like you said, they went to Wano first and then they came here, that makes sense. Because if they were going after Luffy, I know his Viver Claw tore up when he died pre-Gear 5. Like, they should have been to Wano. But to your point, if they go to Wano, then Egghead, then I'm with you.
I don't know how they view that, because it's like they see his Viver card burning up, but then it's good again, so they're probably just like, he's fine.
Does he? But is the Viver card whole? Like, that thing should, does it come back? Done. Yeah, like it should be torn up.
Say, from what I understand, Viver cards are supposed to be like consumable. Like, I think you're supposed to, if whoever you're with has burnt it up enough because they've been through enough life death-defying shit. I think you're supposed to make a new one.
Yeah, I'm with you. Because that shit should not still be around at all. So that's my only thing.
Like a sliver.
Yeah, that's my only thing. Versen, if they go to, if it's, we went to Wano and then we went here, I'm with you. Okay, that makes sense. But if it's not that, I don't know another way that works.
And yeah, I mean, obviously, I think we already said it. It's not Blackbeard doing that shit.
No, they've been
because
there.
The two, and also not just that, but also, well, keep in mind this. They said that this was before, and they just crushed it. But keep in mind, like the Blackbeard pirates, I don't think would do that because
the ones that are there.
The
Yeah, facts.
Like
it is Lafitte and Devon. No. They're going there to steal something.
Yeah,
and especially to help hostages. Fuck no. Especially if they had women on there. Katarina Devon don't fuck with women.
She doesn't fuck with one more beautiful than her.
Yeah, but she's ugly as shit.
They could have caught them to be slaves, but I don't know why they would then go to Egghead after that.
They don't need.
You have like a whole ship of slaves.
That's lazier than the Grand Fleet. Also, to me, Blackbeard pirates is the bottom. I rank that as like no.
Also, that's the bottom. Say, first of all, the translation said someone is on their way. And they're already there. Also, if the Blackbeard pirates were going to do it, they would have fucking stolen.
Ben did it. Yeah.
They would have stolen the Marine flag.
Oh, true. Yeah.
And infiltrated that way.
True.
Stole the Marine ship and infiltrated that way.
True. And left their ship out so they could escape to it. Yeah,
not just crush it.
So, all right. Now, that's pretty much everything with this chapter.
And also, I mean, like you said, for sure not Shanks. There's no reason for
No, yeah. Like as a Shanks,
there's almost no reason to go
as a Shanks stand. As a Shanks stan, I'm not. No, that makes no sense either to me. I would rank. I say Blackbeard's at the bottom. I would say Shanks is right above that. Like it makes no sense.
Luffy being declared a Yonko and them saying this is Yonko Luffy taking over Egghead, unless we were willing to like start drawing lots right now on the final war and it literally kicks off like almost immediately after this, there's no reason why Shanks, a Yonko, should be seen as bailing out Luffy, a Yonko.
Yeah, well,
like
I mean, he went for Whitebeard, so you know.
But that wasn't really. That was to stop the
war. Yeah,
to settle things. Yeah,
so, I mean that was to go kind of help him. So I mean, I get the Shanks wanting to help Luffy, but narratively, I agree. I don't think this is Shanks.
And keep in mind the other part of it is though, like I think Shanks respects Whitebeard a lot, but also kind of sort of saw it as like doing a favor to somebody he respects as an old man.
Sure.
If he just bails out Luffy, that's kind of like dogging on.
But that's going helping his boy. That's going to help his guy, and like he's become like. I agree with you. If this was pre-time skip Luffy, like I can't go save you because you have to do it on your own. Luffy's a Yonko now. He's a respectable pirate.
Yeah, so he would respect him enough to not interfere, I think, personally.
Or
he'd be like, yeah, you
got that. I agree, but also I think I do agree with that. But also I wouldn't be mad if it was my guy needs me. Let me go try to help him because he has made it, and I don't want that light to be snuffed out.
Just like would jump Shanks.
Maybe
if he tried to help him.
I feel like if that happened, I would definitely view Shanks as like, damn, you kind of moving sketchy right now.
I agree. I think that's some sketchy shit. I agree with that. Sketchy. I agree with that. But it's not Shanks. I put Shanks is at the bottom with Blackbeard. They're in tier F. I think tier B is tier C/B is the Grand Fleet. Tier A is Cross Guild in the Revs.
We still have the news coup, but why the fuck?
What? Yeah, what? They're an F. I'm not even.
Yeah, no, they're not an F because they're on their way. But
the niggas can't fight, bro. Come on, Versen.
Dude, what are you talking about? Fucking our boy Babies Morgan's knocked out a CP5 agent. With one hit.
And look, and Wapple escaped the Gorosei, so he automatically a top tier.
And you know, Vivi, the 10th Straw Hat.
You two niggas be defending some bums. Them bums not doing shit.
Now see when Gin come back, when Gin is the one who destroyed that ship, I don't want to hear it.
Gin. Oh, you remember when niggas thought Gin was pulling up to Wano?
Like he was one of the Ropo.
Niggas was wilding for that.
Shoe scaling.
Niggas is wild for that. They thought Gin was a fucking Toby Ropo. Oh, the One Piece community needs help. But all right, that's pretty.
Low-key Gin could have been a Toby Ropo. He would have been better than them niggas.
Oh my god,
niggas is garbage.
Gin, well, if them niggas was garbage, Gin is worse than garbage. That nigga
Nah. You see, Gin is he benefits from power creep. You feel me? Crocodile can
just like Crocodile.
Okay, so it's Crocodile. So Gin was a henchman back then. This nigga's still a henchman. He henchman level. 1. No, Yonko man. No. You're not Yonko Commander 1. The Toby Ropo 1.
But
because X Drake is stronger than Toby Ropo. X Drake stronger than Gin. Stop that.
But is henchman not being under the direct, like, you know,
Zoro is Luffy's
yeah, like, you know what I'm saying?
Like, what are you talking about?
Oh my gosh!
Henchman.
Oh my god!
Dude, thing 1 and thing 2 creeping in the back.
Oh my gosh! I need to
That's
stop.
Exactly how they act.
I need to stop. All right, we're ending this review. We gotta go. All right, Jazz, tell the people they can follow you on social media. You two niggas is wild. Don't let there be a good Buggy chapter. Y'all gonna go crazy.
Oh, bro, if Buggy show up next chapter and
the future king of the pirates wouldn't fucking.
Oh my gosh, that bum.
You know, you're right. It does look like it's been chopped in half. Who do we know?
That bum.
All I'm saying
that
is,
bum.
Look, Buggy wouldn't have lost to Kizaru.
Factual.
Anyway,
yeah, he wouldn't have lost. He'd have died.
You can follow me on
Instagram,
Jazzy Boy. You can follow me on Twitter, Real Jazzy Boy, and you can follow me on TikTok, Cornell D God.
Y'all go follow Jazz. I'm sorry I interrupted y'all. You just got me triggered. All right, Versen, tell people they can follow you on social media.
Yo, what up? You can follow me at Versen the Vassal pretty much anywhere. You can also follow me at Joshua Troskler pretty much anywhere. I haven't really had the chance because this is actually information we got down the pike. But you know, I just want to get a round of applause, a little bit of a W. I've been doing a lot of work against CP2, which is a pipeline down here that would kick a lot of methane out into the atmosphere. And it was announced earlier this week that thanks to the work that a lot of the activists down here have been doing, and again, I only did a crumb of the work, but I'll take that. It's been paused for a year.
Hell yeah, congratulations.
So,
That's huge.
yeah, so the next fight is to see if we can just outright kill it. But that's going to be based on how other things are going down, and obviously we're still in the struggle. There's a lot more work to be done, but that gives us some breathing room for a year to grow and get stronger and hopefully do some more cool shit.
Hell yeah.
I might be going to Houston like 2 or 3 times next week.
Hell yeah.
With some solidarity actions. And also I got to submit a report that we can go to Cambridge in the UK this year. So
hell yeah, congratulations. Well, we'll see how that goes for y'all. Y'all make sure y'all go follow Versen if you want to get involved. Be on the lookout. Like I said, there is a break next week, so kind of want to do a Vegapunk video, and it's probably definitely a Vegapunk video because I think there's a lot there to discuss about the man, theorize and discuss his story beats. Probably do some other form, and then be on the lookout for Anime Talk with Jazz and myself if you haven't checked out the last video. And then also, me and Versen have to do a My Hero video. Too much has happened, and Deku's looking like Venom, so we got to talk about Symbiote Deku. So y'all make sure y'all check that out as well. And Manga Melee, because Jay, I got to give Jay his props. He has an incredible idea. I don't want to say what Jay and Versen are doing until they say on their Twitter, but just be on the lookout for the upcoming Manga Melee episode. Let me tell you, you don't want to miss it. And if you like Pokemon, if you like Power World, you're gonna love this episode. So be on the lookout for that.
I'm already locked in.
I'm hyped. I'm ready for it. So he told me he's recording tomorrow, so that's gonna be fucking lit. But all right, ladies and gentlemen, until the next time, y'all have a good one and peace.